And we are live on a 10-second delay. Yeah. Looking at the YouTube, the 10-second delay. Whatever. I am DM Vince. This is my channel. Welcome to Friday Night Hangouts. And to my, this side is DM Nick.
Hi.
Right below me is DM Matt.
Hey, everyone.
And in the corner right down there is the player Jeff.
Howdy.
With his name spelled the wrong. Yeah, his name spelled the wrong way, though.
Yeah, well, that's how people know me.
They know you as
Jeff. Is it spelled with Geoff?
Yeah, it's the G.
Geoff.
Oh, Geoff.
Yes,
He's
Geoff.
You have a Dutchie in Greyhawk, World of Greyhawk. You know that.
I have a Digi? What?
A Dutchie.
Digimon?
A Dutchie.
No, Digimon. Stop it.
Digimon? What? No, we've only derailed. Yep, we're off the rails already. Crap.
Just getting it out of the way early.
The first thing you told me not to do, and I do it.
Yeah, the Grand Douche of Geoff, or Jeff, however you want to pronounce it.
The Grand Douche.
Yeah. Not the. Now, that's a personal thing. If you're a Grand Douche, I can't help you with that.
Sometimes I don't need to be helped. Builds character.
Right.
Yep. Anyway, so we're live here on the YouTubes, and I just shared it out just so everybody
on
can
the
see.
YouTubes. Whoa, here they are.
Here comes a space turd.
Who forms up from a cloud of frenzied farting.
Yeah.
Behold the space turd.
Space turd.
And his sidekick, the sphincter.
No, that's his home planet.
Hey, Blue
Planet
Gaming.
Sphincter.
The Blue Gaming Troll is also here as well. Great. We have more.
Hello, sir. Or whoever you are.
It's a gaming troll. That's what they are. It's a gaming troll.
Nice.
They hide underneath your Nintendo 64 and make your games not work.
Hey, Malaquin is here as well. Welcome back.
Hello.
Just give us a few minutes before, let people know we're live so it gets the my arm. To let the notifications go out. It takes a while. Some people said they don't get them, so I don't know.
Yeah. A common theme on YouTube. Yeah.
I don't know. The internet's been wonky all week. I guess there was Twitter was acting wonky for a while.
Yeah, Twitter went down during the Nintendo Direct. It sounded like that day.
Mm-hmm.
So people were like,
I couldn't tweet
about that.
It said I reached my maximum number of tweets per today. I've tweeted too many times in an hour. I'm like, huh? I said 4 things today.
It's too much.
I mean,
too much.
the internet almost went completely down with the new Hogwarts game. Apparently that is the most watched stream game now in Twitch history.
Yeah,
I'm getting sick of hearing about Hogwarts, whatever.
Yeah, the controversy basically was inadvertent advertising. So
yeah, see, controversy breeds.
Controversy creates cash.
Yes,
Eric Bischoff.
I have the book on the shelf.
I have the book on my shelf too, right over here.
Oh my
goodness. Book first.
I have books on my shelf, but not that one.
Actually,
no, but at least your closet door is closed again this week.
Yeah.
Stephen, Duke of Earl. You mentioned Grand Douche. Yeah, Grand Douche of Geoff or Jeff.
Yes.
Or however you want to. Jeff has a Douche in the World of Greyhawk.
So Jeff, you're saying Jeff is a douchey? What?
What?
Yeah, what?
Not douchey. Douchey.
You mean Dutchy, right?
Douchey, tomato. Leave me alone.
It could be French.
Douche.
Yeah, we used to Jeff. We had 2 Jeffs in our gaming group. So Jeff used to be Geo Jeff, and I know Jeff hated that, but it was the only way we were able to determine the 2 Jeffs when we were talking to them. It was like Jeff. They both were like, "What?" It's like, "Fuck."
Oh, I purposely would do that to you on purpose.
So that's why we were like Geo. We called him Geo. But then the other Jeff left, and he just became the Master Jeff. So
that's me, Master Jeff.
And then we were stuck with him ever since.
Wow.
Please pass on the
Please
left-hand
pass it on the left. Ah, remember that song from the 80s, huh?
side. Yeah.
Pass the touchy on the left hand side. Yes.
Wah, wah.
Okay.
All right. Looks like we waited 5 minutes or so.
Steven thinks you guys are fancy for having shelves.
Yeah. No, I have shelves, piles, and Rubbermaid tubs. I have them all.
I do. I do too. I got a pile of books right here. A pile of books back there somewhere. I need to do a major when spring comes around. I'm gonna have to dump a lot of these books off to the library or the Goodwill. I got to make more room for my other books I bought. So.
No, you just need to get more space for your books. That's the
Amazon Jeff.
Well, hold on a second. Dad, do you mind?
Dad, can I have some more room?
Build me a new room.
My dad does live with us. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's Nick's room when he gets in trouble with his wife back there. It's his bed. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to the
My man cave.
yeah, I'm in mine.
Hence the Red Ryder BB gun back there.
And just everyone's comments, these are not real black lights. This is a whole green screen thing going. You can see it on my hand.
Boo.
Some people thought it was actually a black light room. It was my black light. No, this is just a green screen. So I can ruin it for you like this.
I can picture you back there smoking a bowl.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Oh man, playing Iron Butterfly.
Iron Butterfly. God, yeah. An Afternoon Delight too. Yeah.
Oh God. Afternoon Delight.
Anyway, let's. I think we're ready to start the show. We got 7 minutes in of just bullshitting here, and people are pretty much filtering in as they, want to show up. So let's get into some. Let's get into some news. Oh, what'd you do? Let's do what we used to do. How do we used to do? Let's see. Matt, so what'd you do in gaming this? No, let's not do that.
Yeah.
What have we
I
done?
don't want to know because it involves oscilloscopes and repairing a CDI. So
no,
okay.
Bad Matt. Hopefully, why is Cumtown trending on Twitter?
That's a podcast.
Is that really a podcast?
Yeah, with Dick Masterson.
Oh, okay. I just look over
Come
and
down with Dick Masterson.
Cumtown.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Couldn't have a better name for it.
It's a big podcast.
Anyway,
just go with it, man. Just go with
it. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it.
Do they sometimes come on early, be a little bit premature?
Yeah. Sometimes they don't even come on at all.
Wah, wah.
Blue balls, everybody.
Hopefully people have enjoyed the RFI special show we had released last week for Roll for Initiative. I had Matt put up about 40 minutes, is it, Matt?
Yeah, something like around 40.
Us playing Eye of the Beholder.
No,
well,
no,
I took it up the character creation. You had to come to YouTube to get the playthrough.
Yeah, we left it as we did the character creation. We went over that, and then the playthrough they'd have to come to the YouTube because it was more visual than anything else. So
they had to come to the YouTubes.
I couldn't tell if anybody even downloaded it or not, so I just didn't care. I just hopefully people enjoyed it.
Berry Lane.
Yeah, we got some Facebook likes.
Cool.
I don't think anybody's really even watching the Facebook page anymore at this point. So
somebody does because I was getting the notifications. People were responding to the post.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some of the news.
The news.
Talk about some Wizards of the Coast stuff going on now. They're still continuing to shoot themselves in the foot.
With a 12-gauge shotgun.
I'm pretty sure at this point in time they painted a target on their foot.
Target. Yeah.
I don't know. First they decided to screw the community over with the OGL, and then they got horrible backlash for that. And no. Everybody revolted against them, including other companies who are like, you know what? We'll make up our own shit.
Yeah.
Screw you. And they DX'd them with the chop.
They said, fuck you, buddy. Yeah. I'm in Canada. Oh, wait, no.
I like the fact is that right after that, they're like, no, we didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Like I said, the backpedaling so much was like, they gave themselves fucking whiplash.
But they still tried to sneak in some stuff again when they did their walk back, and people were like, "No, it's right there. You still have it listed right there." So they finally came back and said, all right, we'll leave the OGL 1A version, whatever, alone and let you
For
decide.
now.
No,
Until
they
we
said
can sneak it in.
no, they're going to leave the OGL 1.0A, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's under Creative Commons now with the
Right.
SRD.
And the nice thing about Creative Commons, they can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Once it's Creative Commons, it's Creative Commons, and they can't modify it.
Which is weird because you have Beholder, Mind Flayer, all of that in there.
Well,
so I don't know what that means.
I don't think Mind Flayer and
Excuse me.
Beholder was listed under the OGL. I think that was still IP.
The SRD 5.1 is
It was
going
under
to
the
be
SRD.
under. So if it's in the SRD, then it's Creative Commons now.
So
Yeah.
they let go all those IPs.
They let go the now that both of those documents are under Creative Commons license, both the SRD and the OGL.
So if the Beholder and the Mind Flayer are under the 5E SRD, that and the Creative Commons, that means the OGL 1.0 can use it because it's Creative Commons either way.
Right.
You have to
Strahd too.
You have
Strahd's
to
under
declare
there.
which license you're using, and I don't know if you can get away with using both licenses for your product. I don't think they're reciprocal. It's either
One or the
OGL
other?
or Creative Commons, the product. Because I don't think Creative Commons lets you split up your product, your content like that. So you can't double dip. Mostly it locks in all prior content to being released under the OGL as 1.0. It locks it in. You'd have to do a complete republishing and create a new product if you wanted to convert it to Creative Commons.
Ugh. Sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So, but how many people are it basically just stops you from, this was released under 1.0, and then now I'm just going to take that exact thing and just swap the license to something that's even more friendly.
Well, that was the thing. When I saw all that go through, there was a project I've been sitting on for years. My friend Jeff. There's a third one now.
We're multiplying.
And some of the key things in this supplement we're going to make are Mind Flayers and Beholders. And so I don't know.
Yeah. Now
hopefully we'll be able to get back with it again. We'll see.
Yeah, but the thing to also consider is the name and the character, but it doesn't necessarily mean certain likenesses and things of that nature. Because I haven't went through the SRD to see how, like, the description of what it looks like.
Yeah, I think they frown upon like history, physiology, or something like
right. So you can call it a beholder. You can have the stat block, but
you cannot describe Beholder Society. You can't describe Mind Flayer Society.
Yeah, it's the whole Snow White thing. There's Snow White that you can use. She's public domain. Just don't dress her up like the Disney one. They own that.
Yeah.
So you could run in a situation like that with some of these, like Mind Flayers and Beholders. You can call it that. It just better not look like WOTCs, depending on how the trademarks and all that are.
All right, I'll have a Mind Flayer. I'll drop a tentacle. Just won't have as many.
Right,
Switch their heads.
Instead of eyes, there's never mind.
Okay, moving on.
Now, this is YouTube. Remember, there's someone with deer antlers. Oh, wait, that's Twitter. I mean, Twitch. Never mind. The great deer watching us at Twitch. So.
It's like just switch their heads where Mind Flayers have like the tentacle eyes all over the place, and the Beholders have the tentacle mouth. Switch their heads. There you go.
Yeah, just Mad Lib. Mr. Potato Head him.
There you go, the Mr. Potato.
Does he come with a bucket of parts?
I shook my
head. Should.
So Steven says, I shook my head at the Faceropedia release, and it said it was compliant with OGL and Creative Commons.
I don't know what is the Faceropedia release.
And Facerips OGL? I
didn't know there was one.
Yeah.
I thought that was all within public domain because you remember when TSR got acquired by Wizards of the Coast, they did nothing with that game mechanic. It didn't really matter anyway.
Well, it's technically not public domain because public domain basically doesn't exist anymore. Anything after 1977, whenever they did change the copyright law, because it's like 125 years after death or something like, or 125 years after creation. So nothing from the 80s is public domain. Period. In our lifetime. Period. Hard stop.
Pac-Man is safe
now, but
for now.
You cannot copyright mechanics. So the rules,
I know that game mechanics cannot be copyrighted. I remember seeing that.
Yeah. So that
So you can't copyright 3D6. Can't do it.
Right.
I think he was referencing this Faceopedia Rules Cyclopedia. Is that what you're referencing, Steven?
That must be it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't recognize
this. Is that Drive Through RPG?
Yeah, for $25 for a PDF.
Wow. Well, I've seen more than that. I've seen someone had a PDF for like almost $100. I'm like, what?
Why that PDF better play a whole entire game for me? Jeez.
Right.
Yeah, that shit better be bookmarked. That's all I could say.
Yeah, I've never seen this before until I just looked up the name, and this is one of the first things that came up for it.
Huh. Was it listed under OSR stuff? It's gotta
be. No.
Yes, Old School Renaissance.
Yeah,
Revival, excuse me.
But I got question.
Someone tried to shine up the old Face Retro clone and added more content.
Okay.
What the only retro clones I know of are the one that actually is Phase Rip.
And then there's 4 colors.
Yeah, there's Phase Rip and there's G-Core, which is kind of, but Jay made it a lot different so he couldn't get hit by copyrights. And
isn't there one called like Mutants and Masterminds or something like that?
No, that was that's OGL kind of D20-ish.
Oh, okay.
Variant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's 4C, 4C expanded, and then there's more 4C. Oh, he did another one.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. Keck Publishing did took the regular 4C, expanded it, and then they did an expanded 2.0. I wonder when they did that one. Yeah, then there's a bunch of other stuff, but
is OGL is not OGL is for D&T. It's not for Face Rip. What is going on?
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't need it.
Right. It's does not follow unless they're doing something. Unless they're using things. Unless they've added stuff from D&D and the SRD to it.
Even then, like what? Like we already said,
I don't know. I don't know.
Wise, you don't need that. It's not copyrightable. It's gaming. I don't know. I think someone just
unless they're using actually some like of the IP, perhaps.
Green Ronin.
This one, yeah, it's by Green Ronin. This one, the Rules Cyclopedia, obviously is using the D&D Rules Cyclopedia, so it probably would fall under the OSR and the OGL.
But the Rules Cyclopedia is just a compilation of so. That would be OGL and Opedia. D&D doesn't own the encyclopedia, so the word encyclopedia. So that I don't understand.
It's a retro clone.
Yeah. Somebody just kind of jumped the gun.
I think someone just checked the box when it didn't need to, unless they're literally using something from Dungeons and Dragons and this, which I mean, it's a almost 400-page. PDF, so maybe they are, and that's why they need the OGL because they're using certain aspects of it. But
I don't see anything in here going over what their page. I guess they listed every single page, but what would make it OGL? Magic? No, well, limitations.
Who knows? There could be something that we're just missing, but I don't understand what would lump it under OGL because literally that's for a D20 licensing system.
He actually and D6 now too, don't forget.
Oh yeah, there is a D. Yeah, but it's not OGL 1.0. Hey, that's not D6. That's a different license.
Yeah, there's actually the D6 license does fall under the one.
I can't find this damn thing. I go on the Drive Through RPG. I can't find it.
Now, hold on, Nick. Here's a link for you.
I was just trying to.
Yeah, Eric Gibson, I believe, was the owner of West End Games at the time, released it under the 1.0A license. Or he tried to mimic it made it a
He tried to make
D6.
his own license using the same wording. I could see that.
Yeah.
What do the comments say?
This sucks. No, it doesn't say that.
4 stars, 2 ratings.
Yeah, given that Wizards of the Coast stated the intention to revoke the OGL, I'm wondering what the benefit of releasing this as an OGL product is.
Okay.
The publisher, Jonathan N., says, regarding the OGL, my legal advice is that it's irrevocable. I also did attempt to somehow cease and desist. We'd make a commercial decision at that time. It was a non-issue thing as it stands, despite all the drama swirling around. I made an executive decision to put it under the OGL license because I wanted to make a genuine, straight retro clone under the OGL, and that's what we did.
Okay.
Yet it has hundreds of entries that are expansions, options, house rules, updates from the original designs, and in some cases, but none of the effects that core work, which is a straight retro clone. This doesn't make any sense.
No,
it doesn't.
It's like Creative Commons already exists. You could have released it under Creative Commons and it would have been better. It didn't need the WOTC OGL.
Oh. In terms of why OGL, the OGL cuts both ways. We were offering a write-up of the Treant, for example, or for use of the so they included D&D stuff in there. So
that is why. Okay, now
go.
that makes sense. Okay,
That makes sense.
Like I say, I think they added like one thing of D&D, and the rest of it is their own stuff.
No, the problem is at that point the entire work is OGL.
Yeah,
it's not like
you put that one word in there, and the entire work belongs to WOTC.
Right.
There we go.
That's why you don't do it.
Yeah.
So they gave us the statistics of monsters from basically D&D or characters and or whatever they can from the OGL.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
They have to put the whole table of contents though in their description. Like, holy crap, you got to scroll down.
They probably didn't have to do that. I mean, I don't know why they put all 400 something pages in here. Like, I don't get that.
And $24.95 for a PDF. Are you?
Do we even get a sneak preview? Let's see, full size preview. Do we get anything? Yeah. Okay. So,
all right.
This looks like a generic document.
Yeah, it does. It certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Was that Gundark, the Barbarian?
Yeah, this looks kind of document-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Doesn't look anything crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's very SRD-ish.
It's very meh.
which I think is kind of what they were going for. They were trying to make an SRD for face rip under the OGL license. And
notice the ranks are completely different too.
Yeah.
So how is this phase rip then if it's not?
Because it's percentile chart based.
Then don't call it phase rip.
Yeah.
There was a reason why people called it phase rip.
Yeah, because phase rip was as our friend would say, the attributes.
Yeah. Shut up.
Right.
I can't stand that. I cannot. It's attributes, people. Attributes. You're not.
It's attributes, people.
You're not paying tribute to the attribute. They are attribute.
It's a tribute. It's a tribute to them.
Yeah, one of the GMs in our group keeps saying attributes. I'm like, you're not paying tribute to attributes. Stop that. You just sound stupid. But yeah, okay. So bronze, silver, and gold. So they even have their own completely different colors and everything. All right, well, whatever. I'm not paying $25 to take a look at this. So,
well, I mean, if you're out there and you do want to do it, there you go.
I'm sure this company did a great job, and I'm sure Jonathan
more power
Nolan.
to him,
I'm sure Jonathan Nolan did an excellent job, probably much better than I can do. So
I would drop $10 off the price, though. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know where he got the price tag from, but that's his prerogative as the person who's selling it. I mean, it probably will hinder some sales, but who cares?
It is over 200 pages. Hell, it's over 300.
I mean,
it's even on Amazon too.
Yeah.
So a hardcover is $51.
Whoa!
Well, considering it's a 400-page book, looking at this table of contents,
that's true.
That cost seems legit. Because it's expensive to make hardbacks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot of content looking at it, and they actually do use the face rip stats. They just renamed all the ranks.
Shut up,
There.
Space Turd.
That's ableist. Yeah, I got your ableist right here. Excuse me.
So yeah, we are with the face. I never heard of that. Thank you for pointing that out, Steven, so we can take a look at that and just break it down a little bit. Oh, you can even buy it from thrift books for $68.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they're probably buying it from Amazon, having
And
it
then-
shipped to them, then they ship it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, he even has a Reddit persona too. Wow, good for him.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, Wizards of the Coast sucks, and we're going back onto that topic.
Yeah. Shall we give? You want to do a lead into this?
So apparently, Wizards of the Coast had an interview with one of its, like, what is he, lead designer? I can't forget his title.
He's an executive producer.
Executive producer of Assholism. And we have a nice. I'm sure everybody's seen the quote already.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. This is quoted from Kyle Brink, Wizards of the Coast executive producer, and he says, "There's been mistakes made in years past when people assumed that D&D players were all, white dudes in a basement, which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years. It gets more and more false every day. And so, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough for this hobby." Wow.
I don't know. I mean, I played with a pretty diverse group of people.
Kyle, you, my friend, are what we call a baboon's ass.
In his quote, is he speaking for everybody who is of his
Well,
color?
you know what? He's from Wizards of the Coast. I don't know if he's speaking for himself.
When you go out on an official interview and list yourself as part of a company,
you're speaking on behalf. Yeah.
Yes, that's why most companies say if you're using a company account and you start saying shitty things on Twitter, you are a representation of that company, regardless if you present yourself that way. So if you are Jeff and owning Jeff's Curious Goods, and yes, exactly, and you go on Twitter as Jeff from Jeff's Curious Goods and be like, yeah, I hate whatever or something.
I turned into Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Bravo.
You turn into Joe
Come on, man. Come on, man.
People are going to be like, well, fuck Jeff's stupid Curious Goods shop. I'm jamming up his ass. I ain't going to that place. I mean,
that's
straight up your bunghole.
I don't know, Kyle. Maybe he was mistaken when he said that. Maybe he's just an idiot. I can't stand when people say things like this, to be honest. Especially,
I think it's the latter. He's an idiot.
I think he is an apologetic idiot.
Well, I could completely, from my experience and from others I know, I could completely refute this because in over 40 years of freaking gaming, I've had people that have been, black, white, Asian, male, female, gay, straight. So,
well, it doesn't specifically say what he means by guys like me, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's obvious to the point when he's saying white guys.
Well,
right.
It's assumed he could be talking about guys who played D&D.
I think what he meant to say was like the old gatekeeping grognards is what he meant.
But you don't lead in a sentence with white dudes. You should just say
white dudes in a basement.
Right. It came off very bad. It's like if you go back to the AD&D Player's Handbook, there was a section that talked about who played Dungeons and Dragons, and it's like D&D players happily come in all shapes and sizes, and even a fair number of women are counted among those who regularly play the game, making Dungeons and Dragons somewhat special in that regard. This is from 1979.
That just reads like, women could vote now too,
Yes, because this was the 1970s. I mean, it's D&D. But yeah, there's a whole section on who plays it. It's kind of humorous, but people were playing all Everyone
yeah.
was playing it. And
this is pure fucking gaslighting right here, what Kyle Brink is saying. Pure
it's very much stereotyping, and it also can be used as these are the people that talk back against us are the bad ones that don't go along with where we're taking the game. I mean, I'll admit, it's just like when 5th edition started, I was interested in it. They were revisiting some old campaign settings, and it was interesting. Then it kind of jumped the shark with a bunch of stuff I didn't care about. Not into Critical Role. Don't care about that. Don't care about Acquisitions Inc. And then it was just more of like, I don't care. And it's just like, this isn't for me anymore.
No.
The stories they're telling aren't for me. And they got really hung up on internet celebrityism and streaming with playing D&D with celebrities, and it being more of a spectator sport in some ways.
And also in that time trying to figure out how they can monetize the shit out of the game.
Yeah, because everything's a microtransaction.
Right.
And you want that. When I was at at Origins when they announced D&D Beyond and what it was going to be. And when I heard like the initial plan, I'm like, you're charging full price for me to use a digital thing. Huh. So I can buy the book or I can buy it digitally to use your tools. No, thank you.
Yes.
Because at any point you can revoke that digital because it's a license. It's not ownership.
Yeah.
So it's like, no. And I'm like, oh, they want the virtual tabletops. They want the internet celeb.
Well,
and
it's like they're trying to emulate things like World of Tanks, for fuck's sake. I mean, all the microtransactions for that game. I know I play it enough because I'm a masochist. And and it's like, you get these special premium tanks that you can purchase. Well, are you really purchasing them? No. I mean, you're leasing the goddamn thing.
You're renting them.
You're renting them.
You're trading your money for.
You're renting ones and zeros.
Yes. And the problem with the ones and zeros is ones and zeros are abundant. There is no the only scarcity in the digital realm is artificial because it's abundant. It's kind of like why advertising doesn't work on the internet because there is no scarcity of volume of the ability to place ads. It's infinite. So therefore, why does it have value if it's infinite?
Yeah.
Artificial scarcity.
Yeah, the ad disturbance control. I was in Ohio Army National Guard, first of the 107th Armored, out of Stowe, Ohio. So yeah, we were combined. They're now a combined arms battalion, but it was an armored battalion. They weren't technically armored cav, but there is a cav unit in Ohio. But yeah, thanks for asking, man. Yeah, I was a 19 kilo. Started as a loader, and then I was a driver. In fact, I became the driver on the battalion commander's tank, which was very cool because you always got hot food. So, yeah, big difference from being in the Navy and then having a break in service and being a guy in tank crew. But cool. 19 Delta, okay. Rock on, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They might need some help with these Abrams when they get them to Ukraine. What do you think? We'll give them a hand there, disturbance control? I don't know.
Yeah. But back on topic, if this guy would have said, dudes in the basement now who we consider neckbeards or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Referring to the old guard.
Yeah, he had specified 7 made a general comment.
And now we're the neckbeards, though.
Well, no, here's the thing. No, we're referring to the guy at the game store that hasn't bathed in 5 years, that treats everyone like shit.
Hey, I bathed yesterday.
Nothing going for him in his life, and the only thing he has is his gaming. That's if you're saying we don't want those people, okay. I kind of don't want to be around them either. They're assholes.
Yes, there's a technical term for them. We call them assholes.
Yes.
They usually play the rogues.
No, they're usually the ones that'll bring the min-maxed thing from their move over their character from their campaign that has like all the pimped out magic items and other bullshit. You're like, how the fuck did you get this?
Yeah. My other GM gave this to me, so I want to know if I can play this character in your campaign. No.
But your other GM was you, and you only play with yourself. What is wrong with?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with playing with yourself. I mean, by yourself.
Well, considering everybody's married here, we all can relate. So
nope, divorced.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Matt is the bachelor on the prowl. That's right.
Yeah,
that's why he has all those books.
Yes.
Bastard.
Yeah. Lucky Matt. Anyway.
Hey, at least I'm probably the only one that was actually the father of a child that wasn't mine for 6 months, thanks to the weird Ohio law.
But let's not get into weird Ohio
Yeah,
laws and Matt's personal life
yeah,
right now. Let's get back to
yeah.
shitting on Wizards of the Coast, please.
Yeah, let's shit on them.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh,
To
that's
be
right.
there,
We did
buddy.
have a request from last week for this week to have Christopher Walken make a few words.
Well, Kyle Brink here is an asshole. It's nuts. He's out of control. He's a freaking moron. That's all I'm saying. Wow.
Thank you,
Can't
Mr.
believe
Walken. Thank you, Mr. Walken. We appreciate that.
Very astute.
Very astute. Yes,
Anytime for you, I can show up.
You're
I have my own dice.
Oh, God. I don't know if I want to play a game with him like that.
I would.
One of
love
them
to
has
see
a
game with
crack.
Christopher Walken.
In
Ah,
the
yeah.
side.
Hit the troll.
Next time Christopher Walken shows up at the con, someone needs to get him to sign their player's handbook.
A roll natural 20. What does that mean?
All the
Is that
cool
a good
kids are
thing?
saying it,
It's a good thing, I think.
Did I hit with a natural 20? Yes, Chris, you did.
Wow.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's crazy. He would be awesome.
But I noticed that Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast has said nothing about this whatsoever. And I've seen
No.
plenty of people demanding
Mom.
some type of response.
Mum's the word, huh?
Yeah, it's there's nothing good that can come of it from there.
No.
So they're just do something else that'll distract and hope it goes away.
I know,
The
they
quote,
should do-
the quote Sergeant Lazarus from Tropic Thunder, you never go full retard. Never go full retard.
True.
We do not condone the words or actions of Nick on this show.
I'm just quoting a movie, sir.
And in fact, he just said he's quoting him.
mhm.
See what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, they could do like M&M's, just bring a new spokesperson in and change your candy around completely to get rid of the to get away from
Yes.
the controversy of the stupidity that you did.
Yeah. Bring the mascot back. Yeah. Why? Why?
When he was quoting a man, playing a dude, playing another dude, playing another dude.
I'm the dude playing the dude.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Oh,
if he would have said it, worded it differently, I'm sure people would have just been like, meh, and just moved
Meh.
on.
Apparently he was actually talking about game developers and that they want more diversity in their game developers. And if the white game developers leave, the old white game developers leave, there's more room for more diverse game developers, not players. So that's the actual full context of the quote.
Yeah, Malcolm nailed it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nailed
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Hammer,
Wizards
nail,
of the,
head. Boom.
Wizards of the Coast doesn't care. Hasbro, I want to say kind of cares because back when IDW was printing a bunch of stuff for G.I. Joe and everything, and they did some comic books of G.I. Joe that were against conservatives and Trump supporters. There was a giant, it was issue 155, by the way. I think it was 155.
Not that it was a big deal or anything.
Yeah,
I believe it was. I forgot what issue it was, honestly. It was in the one something close to 200. They had a bunch of red hat Southern people, and they were, making fun of them. But the editor said, "Oh, we always slip things in like that as a joke, but just so people see if people catch it. Oh, it must have slipped out the door. Oh my god!"
So did
Well,
comics
let me tell you,
read
I
that?
just think it was just jealousy of me. They just made a comic book, threw me in there.
Oh,
I don't
Mr. Trump, you're
understand.
here, Mr. President.
Yes,
Trump,
I thought I'd come by. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I remember that comic book. That was a terrible thing. Terrible, terrible thing. Can't believe that happened.
That just
And
sighs.
So who do they
everybody's
have?
like, how does
wearing
he
the red
do
hat
this?
in that comic?
But yeah, when it comes to Hasbro, they're more middle of the road, and they're just more like,
Oh, he was pandering.
So to finish what I was saying, yeah, basically. Finish what I was saying was that when the people called in to Hasbro, they actually took action against IDW and had them reprint the comic, even though it was out there, and they removed the writer who was writing those things from that. Especially it was Aubrey Stinson, who was writing the other G.I. Joe comic that made G.I. Joe anti-American. It's like, what? How do you make G.I. Joe We're no longer defending America. We're defending the globe against America. Like, what?
It's like when it's like when Marvel did that whole retcon of Captain Marvel and made him a Hydra agent.
Captain America.
Oh, Captain America, and yeah.
Remember he all of a sudden says, "Hail Hydra,"
and then oh god, I forget how that went, because they ended up walking that back somehow, and it was like a cube.
Yeah, but still, it's like.
Speaking of comics, how's the Joker baby coming along?
The what?
That thing. He pooped it out.
I don't know. I stopped.
Apparently,
reading.
it was a sentient shit, and he was able to talk to it. It's all in Joker's head. I don't know.
I thought it was. I think. What, Jeff? Would you say it was?
I would assume it was like a Clayface.
Yeah, a Clayface or something. Yeah. I don't know. I stopped reading DC Comics years ago when they just started going off the wall and just made everything disgusting. Batman was probably the only thing left, and then when that writer left, I think it was James Tyler or something, or I can't remember what his name was. I left. Of course.
Spacer's like sentient shit. You have my attention.
Of course that would have
Hanky.
his attention. Yeah. Of course that would have his attention. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just unbelievable. I stopped collecting a while ago, and that's the end of DC Comics for me. I just use the app and read the old ones.
Yeah. Same here. It's like, I think the only thing that's still on my pull list from the comic book store is Knights of the Dinner Table, and that's about it.
I still do that?
Yeah, Jolly still makes it.
That's pretty much the only thing that's keeping Kenzerco afloat, to be honest.
Do they have anything? Don't they have Hackmaster?
They do, but after they went to their own game mechanic, after they dropped going with having permission to use the old AD&D mechanic, which was the big draw for the game. After that, that
Hackmaster Basic thing they came out with. I remember them doing that at Con. I'm like, what the hell is this crap?
And then after that, the vast majority of their fan base just went away.
And then Aces and Eights is just kind of stagnant.
Wasn't that a group from Impact many years ago?
Aces and Eights actually pretty good. It's really fun.
I played it. So they're still making stuff for that, because it's just completely off the radar. It seems like.
Yeah, I haven't followed them for quite some time. I
stopped following Jolly because he just spouts out nonsense constantly online.
Yeah, I know.
I can't take someone that constantly puts up political stuff. I mean, just put some gaming in between there, dude.
I know.
This is why you have to get filters, and if you get the right filters, you only see certain things. Because
I have a filter on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, Steve.
Yes. This goes in general. One, there's a Twitter setting for quality. If you enable that, it improves your tweets. Two, there actually is do you want to filter quality tweets? Yes or no? It's like it actually gets rid of some of the BS.
All of my tweets are quality.
And then
he's back.
set up your custom dictionary to filter out certain topics, and Twitter can be fun. Not really, but more tolerable.
Actually, Twitter is very tolerable now. Now that Elon took over and changed things around, it chased all those nutbags out. So, I mean, it's actually pretty decent now.
Depending on circles,
getting rid of the
little drama with someone that's close to Elon, basically trying to censor everything in her that she did in her past because it conflicts with her current persona.
Hey, shutting down the buffet that nobody went to at the headquarters with the wine on tap actually helped. So wine on tap. Oh my God. So this
Nothing
guy's
a stupid, ugly face.
Yes. Putts.
Pretty much.
But yeah, basically people speaking and talking a little too much. And Big Ol at this point, it was like I was kind of already not going to be a customer at this point anyway. I've kind of evolved past it. Just they took it in a direction I'm not interested in, and it's just like meh.
Funny thing you mentioned that you know, my friend Jeff, his son Raceland, he was doing 5e, and I think this was the last straw for him because he was like doing a Father's Day adventure that he started last year. It would start with 5e, but the last time he asked about it, just kind of like prepping when Father's Day does come up in June, he's like, "Is there any other game system that's you think my dad would like?" I know he was a big second edition AD&D fan. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Adventures Dark and Deep. I mean, take a look at that. That's a good one. It's like, I said, it's like how, I think it said in the books, like, hey, it's like if Gary Gygax stayed on, if he was going right here, his version of second edition. I'm like, I got the PDFs. You want to take a look at it? He goes, oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think in lieu of this, what happened, I think it was the last straw for him, and a lot of people are just.
Oh, speaking of which, I did get, and I don't know why this skipped my mind. I did get a response from TSR about the pivot points thing. Apparently, it was something that Ernie.
Oh, that yeah.
It was something that Ernie used in his campaigns. That's all.
Okay,
that's all they wrote back and said.
Okay.
Oh, so
makes sense.
Okay.
So it was something that Ernie used with his father in campaigns, and that's all we said.
Okay. So it worked kind of like luck points. That's how it sounded like.
Yeah.
That's how it seemed like to me.
You heard here first, folks. RFI goes diving deep to get the lore.
Yeah,
no. There's no
Gygaxian.
They go deep to find that lore.
There's no roll for initiative anymore.
Nope.
It's long.
But he has the
RFI.
But he has the T-shirt. Okay.
I got this T-shirt years ago when it was on sale. I just grabbed one.
I got mine free in a contest.
Yes, that also came attached with "Here's your job of editing."
Yeah, because when Jason gave away
How did
one,
I get mine? I don't even remember how
because that's how I met you at Nick at Origins. I was walking the hall wearing it, and you stopped.
Oh my God, that's right. God, when
it was before
that?
I was on the show.
Oh my God, that was like forever ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
2009.
Well, that's when I started on the show.
Yeah,
it had to be
the
later
show
than
started 2010. The show started September 2009, so it'd been Origins 2010.
Yeah, must have been. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, then we brought on Nick, and then a little while later we roped Matt into being a silent producer who became a vocal producer who became a co-host. So, yeah, that's the RFI history. If you want to go listen to that, go to rfipodcast.com, and you can listen to 10 plus years of content of AD&D. And, you know, I had a lot of fun doing the cartoons. I know people hated that, but I had a lot of fun breaking down the cartoons. That was fun.
Oh, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I loved the cartoons when I was a kid. And, you know, we find out later on there was a last episode that wasn't done. And
the audio episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And then someone actually animated it on their own. It was on YouTube.
Oh, they did? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They released it on YouTube and animated it in the similar style. So
cool.
But anyway, let's get on to our main topic. Yeah, pretty much a lot of people here in this podcast or this show area probably stopped collecting Wizards of the Coast stuff at this point. I'm not going to say everybody, but most people.
Yeah.
They're saying comments in there. But I've never heard Black Flag. See, Malachi's talking about Black Flag.
Operation Black Flag or whatever it is.
Oh, Operation Black Flag?
Yeah, it's I forget who's doing it.
Matt, this is your job here.
Yep, to the internet.
It's
To the internet.
I know that's not Paizo's thing. They're doing Orc, but it's in the similar vein of
Is that
the Orc.
Chaosium?
No. Chaosium's hitched their star to the Orc thing.
Oh, I thought they had their own
Kobold
system.
Press.
Cobalt Press. There you go. So
That's such a stupid thing.
Okay. He just answered. It's going to be a system
Yeah,
replace
system
5e for
replace
Cobalt
5e for
Press.
Cobalt Press.
Okay.
Here's the link to the.
Okay.
Yeah, Project Black Flag. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kobold Press's core system that they're going to release. That's going to be under an open RPG license. So it's going to be under Orc as well.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are going to be under that Orc umbrella.
Right.
An Orc umbrella.
Albeit, I mean, Orc's not necessary when you have Creative Commons. They could have just released it all under Creative Commons. So
Yeah, but they didn't know that they were going to go that far to WOTC. So
But no, I mean, anyone making it before WOTC went Creative Commons,
That's
everyone
what I
could have
mean.
went Creative Commons.
yeah, I mean but they don't need to, because quite frankly, Wizards of the Coast has shown the kind of company they are. They're not to be trusted, period.
Right. But when Paizo was creating Orc, they didn't need to create Orc. They could have just used Creative Commons.
True. This is true.
So because when you do create your own license, you have control over it, whereas
Sure.
Creative Commons you don't.
Right.
So it still maintains a certain amount of control for Paizo.
Yeah.
Depending on how it's worded. So if it's not Creative Commons, then there still could always be gotchas in it, just like
Yeah.
there was the OGL.
Yeah, but like we were saying, the genie's out of the bottle. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just happy that Wizards of the Coast made a stupid move and made them lose money overall, and all these people making their own systems to compete.
Yeah.
So now,
which makes the market even better, because
Right.
competition breeds good content for the most part.
Yeah. I mean,
So
what ended up happening, it's like what happened after second edition going into third with the OGL when it first came. Look at the boom it created.
it was insane. I know, it was so cool.
It very much reminded me of the Atari 2600 with the video
God.
games. You had really good stuff and utter
you had
garbage. You had
Yeah.
a nice wide variety. It could be whatever you wanted it to be.
Mhm.
And then it refined and got walked back. A lot of that diversity in just content got walked back when fourth edition hit and they went to the GSL or whatever it was. And
Which
then that's what led to
died in stillbirth.
right.
Yeah.
And that's what led to Pathfinder, which was basically just more of the same.
Right. Right.
And then but with less wacky. Because from like 2008 on, you didn't get some of the absurd stuff of the early 2000s.
Right. It
well,
was toned
yeah,
down a little.
Pathfinder was the end result of 4E and everybody hating it because it just wasn't D&D, and they had
Right.
all that 3.5 crowd that's just like,
Well,
Right.
yeah.
I only played 3.5, and it's
And
kind
the
of what happened
introduction
with
of like
fifth.
certain cards, trying to get the Magic the Gathering crowd involved.
Yeah, they did. They had like feet pat. I think I have
Yeah.
some over on my shelf because around that time I was also that's when I was doing game reviews for Die Hard Game Fan. So WOTC
Oh.
would send me some fourth edition product.
Okay, it's good
to
kindling.
review.
yeah, good for a fire to start it in the woods
Some
or
of that
something.
stuff
you never
actually
know.
is worth money now. It's like some of the I'm shocked at what's the value of some of the third edition like Forgotten Realms books and that type of stuff.
Oh wow,
The prices skyrocketed.
I got a
Same
lot
with
of
fourth edition stuff.
I got a
It's-
lot of 3E Calamar stuff too. That's probably really good in price.
Yeah.
So
Those-
who
yeah.
knows?
Yep.
Half
that
price
stuff's-
books has this in the cabinets now. Third
Yeah.
edition stuff.
Really?
They're all in
Same
the
here.
cabinets.
Wow.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's like I no longer find deals on that RPG stuff at half price anymore. One,
I mean,
it's just the amount of stuff coming in is drying up. It's hitting more permanent homes. But
I mean, the 3E Calamar stuff I got, I mean, Kenzer was giving it away. Yeah. They were like, "Hey, you want this?" Yeah.
A lot of what
I helped out at the con. Okay.
Yeah. I bought a lot of it when a local game store was going out of business when everything was 80 and 90% off. Yeah. That's how I got a bunch of random like 4th edition and like 3.5 stuff.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, so let's get on to the other topic of tonight now that we're an hour into the show.
Wow.
Guys, it's going to be a short show tonight, right?
Yeah, this is like before the show even started, he was like, "Nah, we're going to have a short show today."
Yeah, sure we are.
So let's talk a little bit about GM journaling and bullet journaling and general analog note-taking for a game master. And I have some examples here. Matt has some examples, and Nick is going to talk a little bit about the history.
Right.
You wanted to share anything, Nick, or are you just going to kind of talk about it?
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of talk about it, particularly the link that you sent to me. Well, I guess I could share this. Well, why the hell not? Because it's a cool little app here. So we got the backstory basically of, here we are, Bullet Journal and how it started off. And basically, it's quite a bit of a journey. Starts in 2007, where I guess this guy was sitting across a colleague at work. She was getting married, planning her wedding, and she had like post-it notes and notebooks all over the joint. It was just utter chaos. So she looked over at his stuff and how he organized his notes and notebook, etc. And he explained to her how he does it, and she was like, it was like an epiphany to her. She's like, like it says, you have to share this with people. So fast forward to 2013, and he launched bulletjournal.com. First few days, he didn't get any hits. Maybe got about 100 visitors after a few days, and all of a sudden, he was getting thousands of views a day. He was featured on lifehack.org, Lifehacker, and basically the website went viral about how he does his journaling, calling it Bullet Journal. He did his first tutorial video, which you can still find out there on YouTube. I think he's refined it a little bit since then. And then he go on basically the 2014, where you start to see that there's a community building around Bullet Journal. You got blogs that are showing up here, forums about bullet journaling. Then he went on to a Kickstarter to create his own bullet journaling journals that are specific to his style, and basically he met the first goal within 8 hours.
Yeah,
which is really damn impressive.
Yeah.
And he ran out of all the journals, and people got pissed off. They're like, why isn't there any more? It's like, so he went back and he created an unlimited edition of the bullet journal that he had originally from that was derived from his Kickstarter one. And 2015, he updated his video on bullet journal, and new tutorials, contents, new batch of notebooks. And then finally in 2016, he was in articles like in Vogue, BuzzFeed, New Republic, about basically the bullet journal phenomenon. And you can now he even has an app that you can have on your phone that can work with doing the whole bullet journaling thing. And Mr. Carroll, writer Carroll, who created all of this, to this day, it's still there's a tremendous community about it. You go to YouTube, I'll tell you, and you can see that there are lots and lots of pages on bullet journaling. If you go to YouTube, it was pretty damn impressive.
The YouTube.
What's that?
I said the YouTube. You meant
the YouTubes. The YouTubes. And in fact, I could throw it up here if I can.
Don't throw up, Nick. I don't want to see that.
I'm not to throw it up, but
hey, that might get some more watchers right there.
Ugh.
and here's his bullet journal video. If it'll come up here, there it is. That's the bullet journal video. It's like 4 minutes. It explains how the whole thing works. So you're welcome to look that up on YouTube there for everybody out there on the chat and see how Vince has utilized this method for being a dungeon master, and I could see the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've used this method and kind of made my own method in my own books, and that's what I was going to get into, showing just what I have in my analog books. But
yeah, go for it.
There was a process to getting to here where I'm at right now. So I used to carry around one of these when I went to work. One of these, moleskins.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's considered moleskin. I don't know what it's.
Yeah,
something like that. Or what's that weird German licking whatever licking term, whatever it's called.
Licking term.
I like the hairless mole thing, but go with that. Sure, fine.
Licking term.
Whatever. I used to carry around, and during lunch and stuff like that, I would do certain things, and I had color coordinations in there.
I got you. Yeah,
pretty.
Those little sticky little color tabs.
I'd have little tabs on the side here, just doing certain things, and I would draw out different things like maps, Ogre's Lair, stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And I just doodle stuff like that in here. There's another doodle I started, never finished.
Hey, but you never know.
Right, and I put different games in here, and as I wrote magical weapons and stuff like that, like for D&D. What's that?
Spear and magic helmet.
Yeah, like I would put down stats for 5e because I was playing 5e at the time, and that was a mistake. But anyway, and then I have stuff I played.
Brush that underneath the
the table. Yeah, I have I Palladium Fantasy stats. I have 1e stats. I have Mazes in Peril 2nd edition, which I started working on, which I never finished. Then I make little monsters, and I find pictures and just tape it to the book, things like that. And this was just like all over the place. And then I'd have remember our D20 I forget. I think it was a D20 modern game we were playing, Jeff, with Corey and Jacob. You guys had that base right outside the convenience store. I don't know if you remember that.
Why don't you make the base in the convenience store? That would be much more convenient. Actually,
if you look at the map, I'll see if I can get it up here. There's a secret door that was in the cooler to get to the base.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I don't know if Jeff remembers. It was a long time ago, like 2017, maybe around that point. Then I was writing down.
That was the part when I wasn't part of your game yet, was I?
Were you not part of the game? I thought you were. I don't know. I remember you were in and out for a little while. So, yeah. And then I had write down adventure ideas for D20 Modern because we were playing D20 Modern. And I put down, I was writing up the Crypt of the Lich King right here. Oh. And as you could see, there's fucking everything all over the place. Then I started plotting out Mini 6, trying to figure out the stats for that and stuff like that. And then I went back to, drawing again, different maps of different areas and stuff like that. It's just it started becoming all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this. Here's some descriptions of one of the forts that I wrote up. It's just all over the place. Different maps going on here and areas. I just started drawing all over the place, and it just became, and then I started looking at it. I'm like, this is just annoying.
He's like, fuck this. What am I doing?
Pretty much. It's just I stopped doing it because I became intimidated by looking at the book.
Your own book.
Yeah, my own book, Jeff. You're right. And then I moved to this book, which is a World of Warcraft journal.
Oh, it's like the Red Book of Westbotch.
And which is a cool book, and I kind of colored it in silver on the edges to make it silver edged. And I started writing up for my AD&D campaign we were playing. Remember, Jeff, the World of Arcanus?
Yes.
And I started following the bullet journal method here. I even did the index like they have. like there.
Okay.
They have an index, and you're supposed to have page spreads and stuff like that. And I started indexing it, and I write down campaign stuff like gold and stuff like monster design, and then magic item design, and then I wrote out the continents and the areas of who the major people were, and adventures, the kidnapping of Jep. I don't know if you remember that, Jeff. Which was a whole thing.
Of Jep.
Yeah. And then I just started writing all over the place again, like making maps again and taking notes. And I made an intelligent weapon here randomly, a Ring of Old Souls. And then I wrote up Yokokani, which was another island that you had to go to. Remember, we had the whole samurai Japanese cat adventure.
Oh.
And then,
Samurai
then
Cat, I remember that.
And then we had the circle of death thing going on. And then I just was like, you know what? This book is getting fucking annoying. So I got rid of that.
Toss that away too.
And
I'm starting to see a pattern.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also it's good to have things like this on the sides, sketchbooks, just to write down monster stuff, quick sketches. There's nothing in these. I just got these. So that's why I'm just showing this reference. Keep these on just for monster tallies. Now, following the actual bullet journal method now.
Yes.
I got this journal right here, this little thing, whatever you want to call it. And I sat there and looked at that site and looked at a couple other videos of people doing things. And I actually planned it out on paper like this time, doing an index, what I wanted inside my actual journal itself for Palladium Fantasy. Now we're talking Palladium Fantasy here, which we're currently playing at rollhigherdie.com. Go ahead right there and download all the podcasts and listen to all of us act stupid.
Shameless plug. Let's go.
Shameless plug, exactly. And each different page in here, I had wrote. Well, here's my index. That's all in pen, and I did it in spreads like you do with the journal.
You can immediately tell it's much more. It's cleaner, a little more organized.
Yeah,
you can tell right away.
I got my house rule spread right here. It's 2 pages.
Go.
Spread now. A spread equals 2 pages. And even though you don't write on the second page, you leave the second page as it is because that's just the way this bullet journaling crap works. Again, house rules, piece of paper. I put it right there because I was doing it and designing it. Here's the campaign overview. I don't know if you can see that. And it has basically the reference charts. It'll have people, the world leaders, and have the characters down here. Eventually, when I fill it in, as I'm filling these things in, quotes and inspiration, things like that. Then I have an ideas tab where I could just jot down random ideas. And it's, again, 2-page spread. A magic items index, which I could just put down the name of the magic item, the summary, and then the page. Again, I made a little template right here to mimic. And I had all these little pieces of paper on my desk at work, and I'm just kind of shuffling them around like cards. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Custom monsters index, another fucking spread. Then I was trying to figure out how I want to do the spread. Do I want to do it like this? Boxes? Do I want to do it straight across? Again, planning it this way so it didn't look stupid when I finally made the decision. Notable NPCs, how they want to get done on there. And I have little templates how to make NPCs. Campaign arcs and plots. And in our fantasy campaign, Jeff, what do we have? 75 plots going right now?
Just about.
And I did that one.
That demon, that.
Well, you know what? You guys wanted to go past level 5. That's what you get. So shut up. Campaign arcs and plots were status, summary, the page number I put it on if I wanted to expand on it, and who the focus of that plot was. Let's see if I can show that. Probably
at this point in time, you could basically make your own adventure book and just sell it.
Probably, but it's Palladium Fantasy, so no.
But you can sell it to the Rifter.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I probably could, but I just don't need Kevin coming after me, with a lawsuit.
Well, no, you just get it published in the Rifter, and they'll pay you their fee for getting published.
They go out the Rifter.
That's true. Then I have a locations index, and I just started writing things down as I have ideas, like the Demon's Waste, which is not in Palladium's Fantasy. It's something I created up. Then I have a spread for that, and then I have a location template, which I designed like that. That's how the page is going to look. I've tried to plan this out as good as possible, so I can get this done. I have a session index log right here, which is cut into a bunch. So basically what PC showed up, what the date was, the summary of episode 1, because we record it, so it's episode 1 and then 2, and then how much XP was given out, so I can look back and say, Jeff, you got 100 XP. What are you talking about? You shouldn't be level 70.
You forgot to add the times 10.
No, yeah,
level 70.
Kevin takes submissions if you write it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Malcolm would know. He has written many things for
there you go.
Yeah.
For Palladium.
Talk to
In fact,
Kevin.
splicers is one thing off the top of my head that he was. Then I have a page for each character. There's Saren, there's Lord Lee, Jeff's character, who's gonna get his own page, and I'm gonna put notes in there and like things that they have and what I think they should have, and why one of the characters is scheming against another character. So
what? Wait, hold on, huh?
Is Jeff still killing his players?
Trying to. It's taking a while. We're thinking
also
about killing another player here pretty soon.
Probably. I even have the dead characters here as well, Lord Torval and Raven. So
never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again.
And then I'll be adding pages. And then now from here, I have all my spreads set up. You want to have it so your spreads are set up as a normal page. You put that in the index, and then from the spreads, you can basically reference all the other pages that you write in. So if I write up a magical weapon for Jeff, for example, I could say it's on page 75 of this book under the magical items, and I could say, okay, Jeff, your magical item was this, and then tell him right away, and I can reference it. It's pretty quick and easy. If I want to write up an adventure idea, I take the page, write it up, boom, boom, reference it. And that is my more organized journal for things. So there.
Cool.
Yeah. I have fallen in love with disc-bound notebooks.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
These are they're like a 3-ring binder, so you can rearrange pages, except they fold flat. This is like a small half-sized one, but I can just hold it up.
Oh, okay.
Boom. And I want to put it back.
What is this witchcraft you're
yes, because it has little mushroom-shaped things. It would help if I show it on camera.
Mushroom-shaped things.
So you can rearrange the pages however you want. So I could write on this page, oh no, I need to move it back here. So I will open up my book. I will move back here to demonstrate. And then I can just...
It'd be perfect timing if a cat just dove at
Bye,
Matt
cat.
Right now.
Yeah. And then it just goes back in. So you can rearrange. So how in Vince's notebook, you need that table of contents and page numbers. Don't need that with this. Because if you add more monsters, you just insert them in seamlessly. And you could use the little flags or whatever as your indexes. They also make for these. This is my full-size one. They make the dividers as well, plastic dividers that have tabs on it, so that way you could just easily organize it. Cool. They also make the paper in graph paper, so you can get graph paper that already has the notches in it, so for your maps and everything. They are absolutely wonderful. Or you can be like me. They also sell the little thing so you can punch your own paper.
Oh, nifty.
So you don't have to buy the overpriced paper. You can just print your own thing, punch it, insert it.
Is that standard paper size though?
Yeah, standard paper size.
Oh, okay.
The full size one is just 8.5 by 11.
Well, there you go.
Well, so you can go nab copy paper and just go to town. Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Or if you're really cheap, you can just buy the rings, get the punch, and not pay for the
rings of power.
Yeah, and just make your own cover, which I've done using thicker photo paper or something. Use that, punch that, make that a book. It just makes it easy to add, and they make different size rings so you can expand your notebook, shrink it as needed.
Oh wow, okay, that's pretty cool.
But with what I do, the notes I have here are for someone wanted to play an RPG, but they wanted to play Pathfinder. And me having the stockpile of AD&D stuff was like, okay, I'm going to convert some AD&D stuff to Pathfinder so I can make use of all the crap on my shelf. So I was basically taking the Sinister Salt Marsh and converting that to Pathfinder.
Sinister Secret of Salt Marsh.
Yeah, because
good
the whole
adventure.
concept of the player had an idea of a gnome who got kidnapped by goblins as a child and ended up working for a necromancer. So I'm like, okay,
as they do.
Yeah, as they do. So what I did is there was the slavers in Salt Marsh. Okay, they are now goblins. So I'm just working through how do I make this backstory mesh with this. So they're goblins, and then I'm like, okay, now how do we fit in how he got abducted? The goblins are dumb and thought the adult gnome, was a baby and kidnapped him. They mistook a gnome for a child, and that's how he got in. And then the necromancer sees like, this is not a kid, this is a gnome. And then he ends up basically raising the gnome and making him one of his things or whatever. The gnome kind of looked like Paul Bearer, but as a gnome. That was the picture that the player had. And then, but as what I did is I just started though making lists of what do I need to convert. So I had like listed the different buildings and stuff in the city because I found a map that had a whole bunch of different buildings of the city. And then what are the creatures that I need to convert that are in the module? So I made a list of those. So I was just going through systematically, what do I need to convert? And with this is I could start doing my conversions. They can go on pages afterwards and just I can reorganize them as needed. Like, okay, if I feel like working on monsters, I can just do them, put them in, move them to the monster section and organize my notes of, okay, these are the encounters. These are the monsters, the reference, and just insert pages as needed and rearrange. Right. And it's just so much simpler as opposed to like the concept of the second edition monstrous compendium in the binder sounds great. But I was like, oh, loose leaf pages, I'll just pull out what I need. Then you go and practice and it sucks.
Yeah.
This is easy. I don't have that stupid big ass ring I have to pop and close and rearrange. This is just rip, plop. It's so much more convenient.
Rip and plop.
Rip and plop. Yes.
Plop and riff.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and that's how I like keep my notes on like everything. It's like, and I've also like when I was going to conventions, like some of the panels I referenced earlier in the show, I have those notes in here too.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I would just have this, and yeah, they're just a thing of beauty. Ringed notebooks, get them. If you have 3-ring binders, what is wrong with you? Get the disc notebooks. Staples has them. Office Max, they're wonderful.
Yeah, Derek says 3-ring sheet protectors. Add pages as needed. Write notes on with the wet erase pen.
I did that method a while back too. You just slip papers in and out, move it around, but it makes books like thick.
It makes them way too thick, whereas this has a much lower profile because your 3-inch binder is going to be 3 inches no matter how many pages are in it, whereas one of the disc-bound books will expand or contract as needed.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm gone completely digital. I don't use a binder or anything. I just find it easier just to work on my computer when I have ideas and stuff. I can even use my phone. I'll just take a note there. But like, for example, here, like when I make notes, I'll put them in Word for myself. I just digital is easier for me. I can organize it on the fly for myself. But
can you share your notebook to see what you want to do?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
just
like
share your notebook so we can see what it looks like.
Yeah, I was going to show like right here. Can I share?
You should be able to share windows and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say I could share. Oh, I see. Okay, I see how it's done. Sorry, this is new to me. Okay, so this should be coming up here, where, like, this notes right here are like new magic items I've added to my campaign here. So I like copied and pasted it out of another of another thing that I borrowed from. So I'll put them all in here. These new spells I thought would be good. Here's another, and this is for my Castle Greyhawk campaign, by the way, that is currently ongoing. Then I have another one here for all the different notes and clues that are going on. If I could go to that screen, if I could find that one. Yep, here we go. So this is my like notes and clues that I made for the different areas of Castle Greyhawk. Like I have here level 2 area 48 for this little I want to say riddle. And then this is a good one too. This one on level 2 area 135, where this was a fun riddle because if they couldn't figure out, they got shocked each time for damage. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
So yeah, just stuff like that. And then I could use my own fonts. Some other things that might come up. The one I really wanted to show you here is when I have documents that are PDFs, and I'll convert like stuff to PDF. And because I like the note feature, like in Foxit, because I use Foxit as the PDF reader. And one of the things with that is, if I can, there it is. I'll pull this up here. This is for my, this is the actual Castle Greyhawk adventure here. All right. I'll make that just a little bit bigger. I think everybody could see it a little bit better. So yeah, I've highlighted some things that I like for the staircases that lead to other levels. I highlighted them in yellow. For this Hobgoblin tribe, I highlighted Flesh Render tribe. So all the different goblins and hobgoblin tribes are in there. I highlighted them in different colors. The little red box something that I made, so that indicates that's an area that they've already been in the dungeon. So when we go back to it the next month, I'm like, oh yeah, they've been all into these areas already. So I already have that noted. That's what the red box is here. And then you have the notes here, like for this Hobgoblin patrol. If I mouse over it, and it'll just it'll give the note there, basically the stat blocks that I made for it. Or let me see if I can find another one.
So you added annotations to it. That's cool.
Yeah, like this right here, like this for this encounter for this 5-headed Hydra. Yeah, I just annotated it. I could double click on it, and it'll pull up everything I put in for the notes of this thing. What the treasure is. It's being Hackmaster. You can make variant monsters. In this case, it's a feral variant. Gets a little extra hit dice. So yeah, I like going the digital route. It's just better for me because I could just pull up everything on the fly for myself, and I could rearrange it later. That's how I do my note taking now. This is something I've done. I've started maybe a few years ago. I mean, I have like notebooks of like of stuff from way in the past when I was playing when I was a kid, and I still have it. But when I think when I started with this particular campaign for this Castle Greyhawk, when I really started to delve into the digital side of things, and I enjoy it. It works for me. So
whatever works for you.
Yeah. I mean, if I could use notebooks and stuff like that, I would. But I know mine. I'm not that. How should I say? I'm not that disciplined, if you will.
I was doing the digital thing as well, and I started with OneNote and then moved over to Obsidian Notes. I'll share that with you. I can't show you too much because Jeff's part of my campaign, so I don't want Jeff seeing everything.
Hold on, let me zoom in.
Yeah. So I basically have things written down here, and like I have session 0 stuff, different experience stuff that happened throughout the campaign. Like this is just a recap I wrote, people notes, this or that. Lord Lee placed the cat's eye offering on the table and got plus 10, things like that. Just made little notes. And I found this was during a game, it was too, like, I don't know, bothersome, annoying. That's why I wanted to switch to regular pen and paper so I could just focus on things. And I have, like, the Druid Village with the Druid Vampires that Jeff's dying to see about. You're not.
He's like, how do I hack into this?
Yeah, I have the Krampus adventure that we did.
I still have that. I saw that one yesterday on my computer. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I just used this as what they ran through, and I kind of did up certain things like snow. How they investigated night 1, night 2, and night 3. Like, the night figuring, all the little pieces they found that have magical spells. I have NPCs broken down into like town areas and stuff like that. The people, the church and everything that's coming very shortly. The actual place. No, I didn't write anything there. Karn's Castle, which is another location. There's Count Karn. There's Lady Holly Blackiron is her name. But Jeff, you don't remember that her first name because I'd be metagaming. So
I now know her name.
Yeah, you now know her full name.
Like Lord Lee actually cares.
Jedi mind trick. These are not the NPCs you're looking for.
Yeah, and it basically you do with Obsidian. This is how you do the format. But as you can see, it became so like bulky and stuff like that. I didn't really like it anymore.
Oh, here's a question for you, for everybody out there. Because I know in my gaming group we have at least one person that remotely comes in. We play on Discord.
Yeah, we do.
What I found the power of Discord has become much better and better because, particularly like if I want to show a picture of something.
Yeah.
I noticed, I found out, I think it was by accident. I did the snapshot thing on the PDF reader. I snapshotted it and I did paste, hit enter, and I'm like, oh my god, I could do the snapshot of the picture of the monster. I don't have to do weird description. I love that.
Our little Nick is growing up, Matt.
Aww. Yeah. If you want something a little more elaborate for digital organization, there was an RFI episode where I interviewed the creator of Archivos, and it's basically like a mind mapping storyboard.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Software.
Jason was all into that shit.
Where what you could do is like, say you have like a tab, it's like your world. You'd have a map of the world. You can click on like a country in the world, and then that'll bring up everything about the country, including like the characters. And from there you can click on the character, which will give you the backstory and link to everything else. And it basically lets you link everything that's related to everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a mind mapping thing that allows you to just.
Yeah. It's back volume 7, mini issue 13 is where I talked to the creator of it at Gen Con.
At one of those various episodes you did while driving and stuff like that.
I don't remember.
Well, no, this was when I was roaming the floor at Gen Con, and I'm just like interviewing people because I got
Gen Con was that? Was that 2016?
2017, because this is the one where I got to sit down and talk to Rick Loomis of Flying Buffalo. Like a 30-minute chat with him, which was fantastic.
Did you produce ones that like it's the first day of Gen Con, I just opened my eyes and I'm looking out there?
No.
Yeah, that was the year we decided that you were going to do Gen Con, I was going to do Origins and do interviews. And I remember that now. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so you could probably use that as well. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it just depends on what type of organization makes sense to you as a person.
Yeah, what you're most comfortable with,
Right.
We're going to see. I'm going to try using one of the various books I threw on the ground here, and I'm going to see how it works. And, but anyway, we do have
a good job.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we do have a question here from Bill Allen. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Of the TSR games, which ones have you not played within the last 5 years? Which one would you like to run on a stream? We'll start around the table. We'll start with Jeff since he's been quiet. What TSR game from the past have you not played in the last 5 years? And if you could run it on a stream, what would it be? And if you want to pass, you can pass, obviously.
Ooh.
I don't know. Of course, I hadn't really played any TSR games in quite a while, but no, I like to go back to the old school, Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, we're essentially playing that right now with Palladium Fantasy
Yeah,
1E.
but play not TSR.
Yeah, but we're essentially playing the same system, so essentially.
Okay.
But
Some
yeah,
new stuff. Cool. All right. Matt.
Okay. Well, I would like to explore some of the not as mainstream TSR offerings. I have a Buck Rogers box set that's been sitting on my shelf for years. It's never been played. Wouldn't mind playing that. I want to play Dallas once for the memes. I also have the Indiana Jones box set I need to get on the table once.
Yes,
So
I have that.
I want to explore some of the lesser known stuff that existed because there's some. It's just like there's that Rocky and Bullwinkle. I'm down for like Rocky and Bullwinkle as a one-off goof.
Which had little plastic hand puppets with it.
Yeah, hand puppets and a spinner, and
Yeah.
they don't make games like that anymore, probably for a reason. But I'm all for it. It's like there's a White Wolf game I want to get on the table. Street Fighter.
Ooh.
I have everything.
Oh, yeah.
For the Street
White Wolf,
Fighter
good.
RPG. I have every book. The Game Masters.
Did they make physical books for Street Fighter? I've never actually seen them. I've seen the
Yeah.
PDFs.
Yes, they did. Let me go to the shelf here.
Matt just walks off and goes
Bye,
find the book.
Matt.
Because it's just literally right around the corner.
His library over there, yeah.
Yes.
Mine's literally right
Oh.
here. I'm touching it.
Yep, right where he kicks, where what's her name? Cammy kicks Blanca right in the balls.
Yep, ball kick. Got the Game Master screen, which is module in it, and then they made various expansions.
Wow.
They made 4 expansion books, and then the Game Master screen had a module in it. So I finally picked up the last one and have a complete set. So I really want to get this on the table, but it's not easy because basically combat's a miniatures game where each character has a deck of maneuvers. So when you have your initiative round, everyone plays their card. That's their move, whether it's move, punch, kick, special move, whatever. And then you resolve it by the speed order on the card, which is different based off your attributes. So there's a lot of prep work in making a character because you have to make a card for every maneuver your character can do during combat.
Yeah. I have to say that for me, I'm on the same page as Malcolm here because whoops, that's the wrong one.
I did comment on that.
Yeah,
I did comment on that.
The Alternity RPG, the
You know
last
what?
game.
Somebody was talking about that one recently because that came out in the 90s and it never got much press.
Well, that's because Wizards of the Coast got when they picked up TSR, they picked up the Star Wars license and they went alternative. They just took it and threw it like my book over to the side because why? They have Star Wars now.
Right.
But this is one game I've always wanted to play. I have almost all the books for it, the supplements. I have the Gen Con special book, the campaign book, the box set that's like the starter box set, and the other player. Back then they were famous for making, what was it, the starter box set, and then there was like the quick start box set. I have both those. And there are a ton of books. Star Drive. What was the one for? That was kind of like
Engine, I think was a thing for that. Was it called
Amazing?
Amazing
I don't know what that.
Engine?
I don't know what it was like. It was called a step die. They had a step die thing
Okay.
going in there, where you would roll D20 and you would roll another alternate die along with it to do. It's a pretty interesting system that never got off the ground. I think it was it Bill Coffin that made that system up? I can't remember who made it up.
Yeah.
I have to look that up. Matt, Google Matt.
Yeah.
Use your Google Foo skills.
Yes.
For me, as far as TSR games, I'm with Matt. Games that I haven't played, I don't even have
Bill
a copy. Is
Richard Baker.
I've always wanted to try Gangbusters because I was
the original or the one that Mike Hunt came out with.
Well, I never even played either one. I've always wanted to try to play Gangbusters. I know there was a new version that came out recently.
Yeah, that was the one that Mike Hunt
because
did,
I was like a big and still am a big fan of Call of Cthulhu, where you still have some of that because it's set in the 20s during Prohibition. But I was always intrigued by Gangbusters. I thought that was a pretty cool game. I never played Boot Hill. Never got to play Boot Hill. So, I mean, if you're into westerns and stuff
I
like
am very much so. That the fact that I want to base my next campaign for my Palladium game Rifts for New West and Spirit West. That's how much I do like westerns with the modern day twist going on with it.
Yeah, I think I'd be more to if I wanted to play it. If I had the choice, I think I'd rather play Gangbusters than Boot Hill. But I've always been kind of intrigued by it because always that little blurb in the Dungeon Master's Guide, where you have 6 guns and sorcery, because apparently they're compatible, AD&D and Boot Hill.
Yep.
Trying to think if there's any other TSR.
Stop trolling me, Space Turd. No.
Oh, I know. Oh my god.
His name is Michael Hunt. That's his name.
Michael Hunt.
Yes.
Someone talked about advanced Marvel superheroes. I do have that. I played that a lot.
Yeah.
But trying to think.
Yes, that's it. Dark Matter is what I was thinking about. Dark Matter. That's that.
Trying to think of any other TSR games. I don't know if this was a game. I think it was a supplement, and it was like during like the original Brown Book days. They had a Barsoom, John Carter Warlords of Mars supplement. I always like to see if I could find
that thing that didn't last long.
Yeah, because they had to pull it because of the Edgar Rice Burroughs family.
Yep.
They said they yoinked that. But I would always like to see if I could find that supplement somewhere.
Speaking of games that didn't last very long that I would love to try, that we all should probably try, is the Xena Warrior game, Princess Warrior game by West End Games with the stupid funky dice.
Blue Gaming Troll, perfect. There's another one I hadn't played. Top Secret, never played Top Secret.
Yeah,
I played Top Secret SI, not the original.
Yeah, I've played SI, not the originals.
Yeah. But yeah, I was Top Secret. I would like the Top Secret. I think and Gangbusters would be the two of the during the TSR era. I would like to play at least once. So maybe combine the two. I don't know.
Maybe you could.
You could. You can do whatever you want.
You're
not limited by a virtual tabletop and the app that the company's selling you. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, this is true.
Do you have the other Indiana Jones game, the Master Book one?
No, I just have the box set, and I don't even think my box set is fully complete because I got it at a yard sale for like $2. So, but it's enough I could play. But I think it's missing like some of the other.
Well, the TSR one you can only play certain character, and that's how it was set up. The Master Book one you can actually make up characters in the Indiana Jones world and play. But the Master System was just.
I think the Conan RPG was kind of like that too.
I paid 50 cents.
Oh my
Business
God.
Tech, yeah.
That was such a huge coup for TSR when they got that license to do the Indiana Jones IP, and Conan too. There, like I said, the Conan RPG. But I think it was kind of like that in a way where you pretty much played Conan and not much anything else. Now they did have those the AD&D modules that were Conan based.
Yeah. The Red Sonja one.
Yeah, they were they were okay.
Yeah.
They introduced the luck mechanic for that, but other than that, it was all AD&D.
Our favorite topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is dead.
No.
Our favorite topic's not dead.
Hearts.
Just where we talked about our favorite topic is dead.
Now we can talk about it right here on Friday Night Hangouts.
Yay.
Every week, I've wrestled these guys into the show and chained them through their desk so people can hear the old RFI crew. Now all we need back is Will or Chad or
Sal.
Sal. I love Sal.
Sal Jason or do we have any other hosts that we forgot about?
Yes. The revolving door fourth host.
Yeah, Jeff, you're sitting in the cursed fourth chair, by the way, for Roll for Initiative.
Oh, don't worry. It's
at one point, chair. Jeff, you're going to explode.
Yeah.
but then I'll come back and then I'll explode again and come back. And
that's
how
okay.
it goes.
It's just like Spinal Tap.
Jim Wampler was not on the Refine.
Oh God, no.
He was on Save or Die, so he was one of the co-hosts there. Yes. I know Space Turd's favorite person in the whole wide world is Jim Wampler. That's why he brought him up.
Now you're trolling, Space Turd. Now I know you're trolling.
No, look at his name. I mean, come on.
Yes. Who are you really?
Oh, I know who Space Turd is. Don't you?
Okay.
Nah, you said Sal. You mean Sal that was in our Dead Dragon game?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that guy. That guy's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a co-host for Roll for Initiative for quite some time.
Yeah, he did. He did a.
And he once bruised my abdominal wall at a show in Cincinnati.
Miss you, Sal.
Yeah.
Yes, he was also an ECW wrestler. So
yeah, that's right.
But I just know him through Dead Rain. That's it.
Yeah, I knew when we started talking. You two started talking about wrestling. That was my time. I could go, take a piss.
That's great, Nick. That is just super.
I don't know much about wrestling past like 1990 something or another.
Most people don't.
Is it the Hulk Hogan or Ultimate Warrior? Nah, I'm not.
I remember Undertaker.
Dabber for GW. I never heard of that one.
For Gamma World
or Games Workshops.
Oh, Game Workshop. I always wanted to play a Dabbler.
I'm thinking it's Games Workshop.
Okay.
I've never heard of that game. And Matt,
no,
you're the master
Dabber
of games.
is a creature in Gamma World.
Oh,
okay.
So it is Gamma World.
Yeah, it's a mutated raccoon. Basically, it's Rocket Raccoon.
No.
So just play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and make yourself a raccoon.
Of Gamma World could you do that? It must have been the 4th edition game. Because I only got like the 1st/2nd edition stuff for Gamma World.
The 4th edition game was weird because it did use packs of cards.
Yeah.
Was the 4th edition part of the 4th edition era, or was it just 4th edition?
It was
it was part of the
Gamma World.
Then there was the Gamma World during the 4th edition era.
Hey, here's Rick, a former player of my campaign. Rick here. He played 2 people in the campaign.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Lord Torvald.
Lord Torvald, yeah. He got his character got hit so badly he got brain damage and had to leave.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're here, Rick, for us to say goodbye pretty much.
Yeah.
We're wrapping things up.
I had a feeling we're probably gonna be wrapping up here.
Hey, we'll be here next week though.
Yeah, next week we'll be here. Talking about a different topic. I have no idea what yet. We'll have to discuss that. But we'll be here again, same time next week, 7:10 p.m. Eastern time, 6:10 Central.
Yeah, come back in, Rick.
Don't forget, if you have not liked this video, please hit like, and don't forget to share the video out so other people can, figure things out.
Yes, lick the like button, please.
Don't lick the like button because you'll be licking your screen, and who knows where your screen has been, especially if it's your phone, because you never know. You bring those things into bathrooms, and you put it near your balls. I mean, wait, what? Oh, I got off work late. Sorry about that. Space Turd, you have friends. Shut up.
Vince is your friend. I made it that way.
The sphincter. That's his friend.
The sphincter.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, you can always hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. We appreciate all the subscriptions, and people don't forget to check out all the videos on the channel here. I do a lot of Palladium videos mostly because that's my jam, Palladium, now these days.
Yeah, you released one yesterday, I believe, right?
Yeah, I'm doing Chaos Earth right now, which is really fun to play. It's something I wanted to play, but I'm thinking some people asked for Rifts, so we're going to go into Rifts and probably do New West, which should be a lot of fun.
If we ever go into regular Rifts, I'm bringing back American Muscle.
No, you're not bringing back American Muscle.
American Muscle is going to come back.
No, American Muscle's dead. I killed everybody in the
American Muscle's going to come back, and he's going to teach everybody the polite way of doing things, like a true superhero should.
Yes, he took all that time in the campaign. I parked the van. I locked the door. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's a role-playing game.
He's role-playing as a model for like a living PSA.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Smoke, drink your milk. Yeah.
And then we had the other character that was talking like he was from the 1940s the whole time, like this. Oh, 7th edition. The 7th edition?
Wow. That had to be during the 4th edition D&D days. Yeah.
It was. Because they just called it Gamma World. They didn't have a number on it.
Right.
Suede Rifts. Come on, you want to? No, I don't want to play Suede Rifts. F that.
What is
I can't.
Rift?
That's Savage Worlds.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't even know Savage World there was a Rifts for.
Yeah,
Rifts,
they made a
on
whole Rifts for Savage World, and I don't
know
like
that.
I don't like
Basically
the
everything Savage Worlds at this point.
I don't like the Savage World systems
The whole
overall.
planet is
I
a
was into
Savage
it for a
World.
while, but then it just started giving me a massive headache, and I'm just like, you know what? I already know Palladium. I'll just stick with Palladium.
There you go.
Yep. Don't forget, you can support this stream by going to ko-fi.com/theevildm if you want to help support things. Otherwise, donate here through the channel by super chats or hitting thanks or whatever the button is here on the channel. But we're going to head out. I'm Vince for Nick, Matt, and Jeff saying good night.